Yeah, what's going on, everyone? So, this is not a drill, okay? This is not like one of those fake videos. There is an actual brand new Honkai game that has just been announced from Hoyoverse. There is so much that I want to talk about in this video. Just from one image and a couple other things, right? We can make a full-on video about this. This was just announced around like 5, 6 a.m. my time, EST, so quite literally just like 4 or 5 hours ago is when we all found out about this brand new Honkai game. That's actually the time when I was supposed to wake up for school, but I wasn't feeling too well, so I had to skip out. I'm glad I did though. I'm glad I did, because this was so much worth it. I gotta make a video on this early. But there's some things that I want to talk about here. So there's a brand new Honkai game, right? We don't know anything about it, right? We don't know the name. We don't know like what the game genre is gonna be. I don't think. All we know is that it's a new game in the Honkai IP, and that's basically it, along with this image, of course. So I'll get back to this image real quick. There's some text here, but one, it's in Chinese, and two, it doesn't really contribute to the game itself. It just kind of, it's just Hoyoverse looking to hire some people, so the text is irrelevant, right? Real quick, I want to talk about this screenshot right here. And apparently the genre of this new Honkai game is modern town, classic RPG, fantasy, spirit neutering. Now, I don't want to, be that type of person who compares every single Hoyoverse project to Genshin Impact. I like to look at these games as their own. With Honkai games, of course, that's an exception. It's fine to compare them to each other, right? Like Honkai Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and all that. But could this potentially be some kind of merge between Honkai Impact and Genshin Impact? Maybe that's kind of what Star Rail is, right? Apart from the gameplay, which is turn-based, right? It's got, a lot of core features and core like gameplay elements from Genshin, and then same thing with Honkai Impact. It's got a little bit of both. But maybe this could be a full-on, like, straight-up combination where it's like a fantasy game like Genshin, but then, it's a part of the Honkai IP. We're not too sure, right? But this screenshot, we're also not too sure about what this could be. There's rumors that this could be a part of that new game. This could also be a little bit of maybe As to Leave Haven, maybe not. That's another leaked project from Hoyoverse. I don't want to cover it because, one, it's getting into leaked territory, and two, that game looks like it's gonna be buns anyways. If you're expecting the next Genshin for that game, it's not gonna be. But anyways, right, let's take a look here at this image. We can see, a little raccoon or tanuki. We can see, like a penguin, whatever that is. There's a lot of creatures here in this image. I'm thinking, right, maybe that As to Leave Haven project was scrapped and they're putting elements from that game into this game, right? This does kind of look like some of the creatures that we saw in the leaked images of As to Leave Haven, right? So there's a lot of creatures here. I'm not too sure what's going on here, but there's also, this looks like another Chinese themed location in the game. Of course, it's a Hoyoverse game. It has to have that Chinese themed location, right? Zelda Zone Zero, New Eridu, self-explanatory, right? Honkai Star Rail has the Shenzhou Lofu, Genshin Impact has Liyue, Honkai Impact has whatever location Taichuan Steps is. They probably got more too. I think some location of Mars. I don't know, man. But this image does actually tell us quite a bit, right? There's two characters that we could see here. I don't know who this is. I don't know who this is. These are two characters we've never seen before. Not in Honkai Impact or Honkai Star Rail. Definitely not Genshin Impact. There's like a city here. I'm not too sure, how they thrown in like a skyscraper here. There's like a Ferris wheel. Maybe it kind of reminds me of that one location in Honkai Impact. Late into the story. There's a mountain back here, right? There's a lot that this image tells us, but at the same time, it's like not a lot. There's also a mysterious figure standing back here. Not too sure exactly what's going on there. Now, the last thing I want to talk about, right, would be Honkai Star Rail and release dates. So, this game, right, we're not sure when it's gonna release. I should have started with that, right? But when Honkai Star Rail was leaked, it was September 22nd, right? And then it was announced early into October. I don't see the same thing happening here, you know. This new Honkai game's in a very similar situation, you know. It's late into September, right? And we're finally seeing it now. But when Star Rail was announced and leaked, there was already like an icon for it, right? There was like gameplay that was shown, right? This is not what we're seeing here, okay? All we're seeing is just one single image. So Star Rail was released around like 1.5 years after it was announced. For this project, it's definitely like not at the state that Star Rail was here, right? This is very early, but we don't even have that for this. So I'm thinking that this game's probably gonna release 2.5, maybe even 3 years after it was announced. So I'm thinking somewhere between 2026 at the very, very, very earliest to 2028. Now, this game will probably have some closed beta tests, so if you want to, try out the game, that will always be, or that could potentially be a way to experience the game early. If there is a closed beta test that's announced soon, you already know I'm signing up for it, bro. I'm so hyped for this, right? And obviously, right, everybody's hyped for this new Honkai game. This is the kind of thing to be hyped for, and the hype is only going to continue once there's like a closed beta test, an official announcement, and all that, right? But I'm especially excited for this project from Hoyoverse because this is quite literally just Honkai Star Rail for me all over again, right? Announcement late into September, right? And then just waiting like a year or two for it to actually come out, right? For me, this is like Honkai Star Rail all over again, and there are times when Honkai Star Rail does get a little bit stale, so when this game does eventually come out, for us fans who are really into Honkai, right? For me it was like Honkai Impact and then Honkai Star Rail. We could literally alternate between these two Honkai games, and we have essentially just doubled the amount of Honkai that we. It's gonna be fun, right? It's gonna be a fun time. Also, people are saying there's like Pokemon in it and stuff too. I don't think it's gonna be Pokemon themed, right? I don't think the creatures are gonna be that like prominent in the game. Maybe it's like some kind of pet system, like in Honkai Star Rail, like what we got just now with our first ever pet, the Tuskper, right? I think it's gonna be something kind of like that. I don't think it's a full-on like Pokemon type Honkai game. Regardless, I'm hyped for it, right? I'm sure a lot of other people are hyped for it, right? This is, I think, the 4th ever Honkai, or maybe even 5th Honkai game, right? Because there was Honkai Gakuen, Honkai Gakuen 2, Honkai Impact, and then Honkai Star Rail, and then now this new Honkai game. So that makes 5 games, 6 if you include Fly Me to the Moon. But I'm gonna end this one off here, right? Not much else to say. I've said everything that I've wanted to say, right? Very, very, very hyped for this new project. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna, keep on making videos whenever there's a new announcement and all that, right? I'm gonna try to get into the first ever closed beta test if that is a thing, and try to document as much as I can about the game. So I'm gonna end this one off here. I'll see you. Goodbye.